So people often ask me, what should I do for my hips? I'm just starting. Here's the most beginner hip workout, working from the ground up to give you the best, most optimal results. The hips, super simple and easy to follow. So here we go, and let's go. So the calves are gonna be first. I'm gonna just open up the lower calves. Sometimes the knees get tight because of the calves, and then you can't get access to the hips. So we got FHL calf raises, which is where we're far off here. Going up, you can use a wall. You're gonna go to 25 of these, so 15 to 25 reps. You can either do those, or if you have a slant board, then you can go here. Boom, 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 up to 25 as much as you can. All of this workout, I'll give you ways to not use equipment, because a lot of the time I hear, can't do it without equipment. So here's how to do it without equipment. We got tib raises as well. So after doing those, I'm gonna bounce over here, 20 to 25. I don't like to do less than 20, but sometimes people, their shins will start burning. It's a good thing. If they start burning, it means we found a weak spot. So once you get up to 25, you're good. You're gonna go back to the calves. You're gonna do that one more time, and then the tibs again, so 2 times through those, and then you're done with the lower leg. That's basically your warm-up. What we're gonna go to after that is the 2 main hip exercises. So we have the split squat, which for a beginner, we're gonna want it elevated higher up. If you have a wedge or something to put under your heel, then do it. If you can do it without, then do it without. Keep the equipment nice and low. I use this, but you can use a chair. You can use pretty much anything that elevates your foot and is stable. The higher elevation is gonna be easier, and then as you go lower, it'll be a little bit more difficult. You're gonna do 8 reps on each leg there, moving nice and slow into the bottom, and then moving back up. Then we're gonna pair it with a hamstring curl on the bench. So this lower is easier, and then higher is gonna be harder, which I'll show after. So we're here, and then we're lifting our butt up, and then we're curling in this way. All the way down, curling in. If it's higher, it gives a little bit more hamstring curl, and you sink a little bit deeper with your hips, and you're pulling your hamstrings in like this. To advance this, you just go to one leg and move in this way. I can even feel these in my hamstrings a little bit. Work Nordics. You go, there's no way my shoulders are doing that. Well, we have another option. It's a little bit hard to feel the hamstrings with this, but it does work, and I have used it for some clients who don't have access to a hamstring curl. So you're here, and then just pushing against the ground if you can, but curling up this way. A lot of the time, the hips will get stuck here, but you can do that on the ground, or if you can lift yourself up, you can lift yourself up. Now the easiest is if you're seated and you just push into the ground and pull backwards. You're pushing your heel into the ground, pulling backwards, activating the hamstring. For most people, hamstring is not very active. You're just gonna do 8 on each side if you're doing them separately, or 8 together if you're doing them together. If you have a hamstring curl and you're doing this at a gym, then do it on the hamstring curl. These are just variations that you can do at home. You're gonna go through that 3 to 4 times. So after you're done with the split squats, your hamstring curls, that's 1. You're gonna do that 3 to 4 times, and then you're gonna move on to the stretching. Nice and easy. We're gonna start with the couch stretch, which you might laugh after I said nice and easy that we're doing the couch stretch, because most people don't think it's nice and easy. How you get into this easily is if you have things to hold on to that you can push into the ground, something stable in front of you, like a bench, and then you lift the foot up. So you got 3 things on the ground right now, and then you push this knee back. It works really well to do this on a couch, and then eventually you're gonna try to sit all the way back this way. A lot of the times people will start here quite forward because this part of their leg, their quad and their hip flexor are quite tight. You're gonna hold each side for a minute. After that, we're gonna go into the glute stretch. This one's gonna be a minute as well. How this works is on the ground, a pad is nice just because it's comfy. You're gonna lay back on your back. Both feet are on the wall, and then you're bringing one leg up and ankle to that knee. And then this hip is the one that's stretching, my right hip right now. And I'm pushing it out to get extra stretch. I'm gonna hold this for a minute as well. And sometimes I even like to curl this foot in while I push that one. But the main thing that I wanna focus is that my hips aren't doing this type of thing, but they're staying straight to the wall, and my glutes are getting pulled down by my core being active. So I'm just sitting here, minute each side. It's nice and easy to switch. And then we'll go to the last exercise while I break the wall, which is elephant walks. So how you do elephant walks is right here, leaning down and then opening up as you go. It's easier if you grab your knees, and then as you get lower and lower, it gets a little bit more difficult. You can teach these with the spine completely flexed, or you can work them in extension, just a slight bit more. When you have your back in extension, you get a little bit more of the hamstrings and the glutes as you go through it. But as you curl the spine, get a little bit more of the stretch into the spine, which is a good thing to do both. After you do 30 of those, which is 15 each leg, just count them out. Count on one side, or you can count both to 30. You're gonna go through the stretches again, one more time. Your workout's over. I'm out of breath. I've never done a workout that hard. Just kidding. You'll enjoy it though. And if you go through it fairly quickly, it can be a little bit difficult. If you start weighting up some of the exercises, it can get very difficult. Again, nice beginner exercise. Open up the hips and let you start feeling younger. So enjoy, subscribe, and comment if you want more videos like this.